guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Choma Stitches and my name is Choma. So today we're going to be learning how to sew the double boning channel. This is a Victorian corset dress I'm making, and as you can see, for these are the back pieces, the 4, 5, 6. These are the back pieces of this Victorian corset. The 1, 2, 3 are the front pieces. Now if you look closely, you notice that for the front pieces, the sewing allowance in the center part, what I have here is half of an inch. Here, half of an inch, half of an inch, half of an inch, half of an inch, and so on. Only on the side, I have 1.5 inch for sewing the side. So I also have the 1.5 inch for sewing the side on this other side of the front at the back piece. Okay, that's number 4. Now if you look at these other ones, this 5, 6, and this other side of number 4, you will notice that the sewing allowance is 1 inch. Can you see that? So that is where we're going to be channeling, having 2 channels. We're going to be having 2 channels at the back parts, and for the front parts we're going to be having just one channel of boning. I'll be using 2 different bonings for this corset dress. So first we're going to start joining the pieces. Okay, since these ones we have 1 inch here, which means the sewing allowance for this side is going to be 1 inch, sewing allowance for here is going to be 1 inch, while the sewing allowance on this other side is going to be half of an inch, and here is going to be half of an inch. I'll have to go ahead and sew all of this together, iron it flat out, open the seam line and iron it before we can start attaching the bonings. I have joined them, I've sewn them together, and I've ironed it up, opened up the seam line and ironed the seam line as well. So this is the back part, and as you can see, the sewing allowance is 1 inch. Okay, and so this is both of them, and this is the front piece, and you see the difference in the sewing allowance. This one is half inch that we use in sewing this one. Now for the center part, that's the curved area for the front. You can see how I held it down with my stay. Use stay to keep it open so it doesn't close back. For this back piece that will be having double channel, I'm going to go ahead and sew. Now this is the boning I'm going to be using for the back. This boning is not sewable. This is not the boning you sew on. So this is the plastic boning, and it is very strong. So, and it's about half of an inch, so it's going to be going like half of an inch here. So I'm going to be making a channel. I'm just going to go ahead and top stitch here half of an inch all the way down. I'll do the same thing here and here and here. I'll do it on this side too, and then we can now pass this one into it in the half inch that we've created. So you can pass one here, pass one here, giving us a double channel. That is how you get your double channel. And then for this other part, for the front piece, we're going to be using the resin boning, and this boning you can sew on it. If you look closely at it, you see the size of it where you can actually sew on. Okay, you can also sew across it as well, because it's the kind of boning you can also sew on. Okay, so this one I'm going to be sewing it directly on the seam line. So I'm going to be sewing it at the on top of the dress, directly on the seam line, following my seam line to create it, to sew it. So when you are done, you'll be seeing the mark at the back of just 1 channel. This is going to be on the seam line like this. I'm going to go ahead and sew it on top of it. So I'm going to sew that and I will show you guys. Now for those of you who will be thinking, how did you draft it? How did you go about the sewing and everything? You can join our advanced corset class, and you're going to learn everything from the drafting to how you take your measurements and for a perfect corset dress, and how to design your corset, even how to bid on your fabric. Everything is in that class. So you can join the class, and it is still 5,000 naira for the Nigerian students. Okay, I'm going to put up the link, or you can chat us on Instagram at Choma Stitches. You can join that class. I taught that class that in a way that even beginners will be able to absorb it, will be able to understand it. So here it is. I've created the channels. This is a double channel. Look at it. Look at the sewing on the sides, giving room where you can pass the boning inside. And I had to add extra boning on the side here. This is one on the sides for the seam side sewing allowance, and this is going towards here because I want it to be well structured, so you can put as many boning channels as possible or as you want. And this is the front piece. This one has just single channels all the way, and look at it. You can also channel it as many as you want. Okay, you can create as many channels that you want with your bonings. Okay, so for this back piece, you're just going to pass your bonings through the channels just like this. This is how you are going to fill it up, and that's the effect at the back. Look at it. Alright guys, thanks for staying to the end of the class. Don't forget to like and share this video. And if you have not subscribed, don't forget to subscribe. See you guys in my next tutorial. Bye bye.